What is up, guys? Welcome back to Rave Green TV, and we have a super fun video. As yet again, we have a members video as Barry, the GOAT, Barry asks, is it time to accept Rothjob is now a legitimate starting winger? And Rothjob is a good thing? I'll take the floor as the certified Rothrock lover of this channel, says Brody and Cheyenne. I think Rothrock stock is as high as it's ever been. As the Rothrock lover of the page, I don't know if I'm willing to say that he is a legitimate starting winger in a upper echelon MLS team, but I flipping love Paul Rothrock right now. I mean, I think that he is one of those guys where I think it's safe to say that there's no problems with him being a starter for a legit MLS team, but he just can't be the guy. And in this Sounders team, I don't have a problem with Rothrock playing, being legit, getting minutes, if that means that De La Vega keeps being the guy. If that means Rusnak comes back and ends up being the guy. If we get a 9, that's the guy. In that case, then yeah, Rothrock is a legitimate starting winger. I just don't think he's a superstar. But I love Paul Rothrock, and we have Paul Rothrock, which is apparently better than Messi. Brody, what's your opinion on Paul Rothrock?
So as the certified, apparently Paul Rothrock just hater, which to be fair, I do have a documented crash out on Paul Rothrock right before Club World Cup. I will say that on the Vancouver game. I'm gonna have to. I mean, it's funny because as someone who's labeled the Rothrock Glazer and then someone who's labeled as the Rothrock hater, I feel like we share similar opinions on this. I mean, for what he is, I love Paul Rothrock for what he is. Right when he first came onto the scene, I mean, J. Ross and I, long before we were even on this channel, just texting each other like, "Is this real? Like, is Paul Rothrock a thing? Like, I love this kid. Is he actually like a thing?" I like at first we weren't convinced, and then over just a period of time, we're like, he's really like a guy in this league. And I think he is a guy. I think he's a fantastic role player. I think he completely outproduces what he's making on his contract. We'll extend him. We'll bring him back and pay him what he deserves to be paid. As far as being a starting winger, I mean, it's crazy to say, and like I almost feel like there's no real like rhyme or reason other than like vibes. But
Yeah, oh yeah.
In this Seattle team, with the core that we have, the players that we have, the fans backing him and loving him more than like almost any player I've ever seen. I think he starts in this team and it's like not a problem. I mean, like this team is just it's just such a well-oiled machine. It just takes a guy to be in that right wing position, to have good game IQ, to work really hard, to want it, to put himself in good spots. And it's not like Rothrock's this untalented player either. He's a talented guy, like he's a smart player. I don't see any issue why he couldn't start games. I mean, obviously, if you're wanting to build the best of the best team, you would want to look, better than Paul Rothrock, right? But like, I can't find a reason to legitimately say why Paul Rothrock can't be like a starter in this team and it, be a huge deficit or a big lack in the team. I just you can't find that right now. I can't find a
No,
reason for it right now.
no, and like you mentioned, for what he's making, he's way outperforming it, but also he's American. So the roster flexibility, having Paul
Yeah.
Rothrock as a legitimate starter, gives us so many options where we've been begging for a striker. The doors are way more open because we have Rothrock as a legitimate starter instead of having to go find some guy from outside, right?
Mhm.
And I think Rothrock, for what he is, has really lived up to the occasion this year. And I don't know what it is about that guy, but Paulie Primetime is kind of a legit thing. We saw him in Leagues Cup. Okay, he missed that sitter on the breakaway, but it feels like whenever there's the big game that Rothrock's had to play in, even if
Yeah.
it's not a goal, he just shows up. He is the prime where when the tide rises, he rises, and he does not back down to anyone. He is not scared to take on anyone. He's not scared to talk back to anyone, go in on a tackle. And I think these are all things that really help the squad where Paul Rothrock being a pain in the butt for the other team draws attention away from De La Vega, who's our guy. And then De La Vega can go dribble 3 guys because they're too busy arguing with Rothrock about why he's rolling on the ground. And so, do I think Rothrock is a top 10 player in the MLS? Absolutely not. Do I think Rothrock has now became a legitimate starter and a very serviceable player in the Sounders team? 100%. As much beyond that, cult heroes are kind of what makes fans excited. And I mean, Paul Rothrock has turned into a local hero where it's like 12-year-old kids are giving up their Messi jerseys to have a Paul Rothrock kit. Like,
I think he might. It might be crazy to say, but I think he might be like the most cult hero player in Sounders history. To be honest, like here's the thing: Jordan Morris, right? Beloved by the fans, local kid, right? But he's like played for the USMNT. You know,
yeah.
he's got that, I guess, somewhat national pedigree. But Rothrock is just strictly like Sounders cult hero. Like now he's starting to get more attention with the League Cup final, obviously, but he feels like the most cult hero Sounders guy. Like even Lamar Nagel, who like was a similar profile guy, who just came through the Pacific Northwest and then turns up in this team, starts to produce. Even I don't even think he got as much love as a
Well,
guy
you know
like
what?
Paul Rothrock.
Lamar Nagel was perfectly serviceable as a legit starter too in that era of MLS.
Oh,
So if he
for
wants to be the
sure.
Lamar Nagel
Hat-trick.
of this
Scored a hat
team,
trick.
yeah. If he wants to be the Lamar Nagel of this team, no problems with me. As long as that translates to 2025 MLS compared to that era of MLS.
Yeah,
But
and I will want to say like a quick caveat. The only time I had real like issues with Rothrock is when like our designated player, clearly uber talented Pedro de la Vega, is like getting sacked off, getting 10, 20 minutes a game. Like we're struggling, we're not in good form. Rothrock's still getting starts after starts after starts over a guy like Pedro. Like that stuff was frustrating for me because it's like, hey, you have this uber talented guy. Sure, injuries are a problem, right? But he's been healthy for a minute. You paid a big price tag for him. You know he's got the talent. Like I would just much rather see what you have in him. And then obviously Pedro comes to life, completely breaks out full effect in the League's Cup. And now that that's been established and Pedro's gonna finally get the opportunity to be the guy that we want him to be, like I'm more than happy. I just think like you could have Rothrock start on the other side and be like a supplemental piece. And I don't think this team's gonna lose a step, whether it's him, whether it's Ferreira. Like I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Like my only thing was just like Rothrock couldn't be the main guy, and at the time, Rothrock was being played like the main guy, like he's gonna spearhead us to the MLS Cup. That was my issue. But now that we've got things figured out, we know Rothrock's role, we know Pedro's role, Rusnak, Ferrer, like all these guys. Like now, I'm like more than happy to be like Rothrock. Let's just keep let's keep him. Let's pay him a big extension. Like I'm more than happy with that.
if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and join the channel. Members, you'll get your questions asked just like this. You'll get featured in all the streams. You'll get some fun emojis and lots of other perks. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.